just realized how much I need to shave. I really need to shave. I generally only shave about once a week or so. And I guess today is going to be the day. Alright, so I just got off work and I'm parked on the outside edge of the parking lot because I wanted to do this video real quick because I actually did this video yesterday and I uploaded it to, I tried to upload it to Instagram, and Instagram said, oh, this video is too long because it was 12 minutes long and they want videos that are under 10 minutes. So then I tried to do it again and my phone ran out of memory and it just wouldn't let me record, and I couldn't get the memory to dump, so I ended up doing an Instagram live video that I wasn't really satisfied with the way it looked when it was done, but it's there. It may not be there now. I think Instagram only holds their live videos for about a day. But anyway, so I'm gonna do my Twilight Zone review again. I'm gonna do it for you now. Twilight Zone is a show that I watched a lot when I was a kid. I really enjoyed it. If you like science fiction and you like horror and you like, you know, stuff like that, then you've probably seen Twilight Zone, and you probably like at least some of it. I mean, there's episodes that people love, there's episodes that people don't really like. Generally, every episode that I've ever seen of the Twilight Zone, I enjoyed in some way. Some of them I like more than others. I like the ones that have the really creepy twist towards the end. Some of the more scarier episodes, I like those. But I like some of the science fiction ones that really deal with like space travel and aliens and things like that. I like that stuff too. But Jordan Peele, which you heard me talk about in my last video, because he directed Us and he also directed Get Out a couple of years ago. He has brought Twilight Zone back to television. It's on CBS All Access, which if you don't have CBS All Access, you should, because they have Star Trek Discovery and it's awesome. And I do a podcast about Discovery. I do Discovery. If you don't have CBS All Access, you should, because they have Star Trek Discovery, which is awesome. And I do Discovery After Show, a podcast about Star Trek Discovery, and it's good, so you should be watching it. But that being said, they have brought Twilight Zone back to television, and it is really good. They released the first 2 episodes on April 1st. The first episode was called The Comedian, and it starred an actor from Pakistan that I see all the time, and I know his name, but if I try to say his name, I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not going to try to say his name. If you saw him, you would know him. He was in The Big Sick, which is a movie that's on Amazon Prime. He was also in Silicon Valley. So he stars in this episode called The Comedian, which is about a stand-up comic who gets a power. I'm not going to say that he gets a gift or he gets a curse, because it all depends on how it's used, I guess, but he gets a power. And it's interesting, and as far as I know, that's not really taken from an original series episode. But the second episode is called Nightmare at 30,000 Feet, which when you hear that title, you know there's a very famous episode of the Twilight Zone called Nightmare at 30,000 Feet. It's also a segment of the Twilight Zone, the movie that came out in the 80s, where they retold the story. And in the original story, it's about a guy that sees a gremlin or a troll of some kind on the wing of the plane messing with stuff. It's going to make the plane crash. He's the only one that sees it, and everybody on the plane thinks he's crazy for talking about it. But when I heard that they were doing that story, I got kind of nervous because I didn't want them to mess it up. And I'd really rather them just tell new stories rather than retell old ones. They got Adam Scott to be in it, and I really like what they did, because they didn't retell the same story. they told it in a different way. This is not about a gremlin on the plane. There's something else going on that the main character knows about, and nobody else will believe him. And it is something that is very modern. It's something that makes it really tie into today's world. So I enjoyed that episode. I enjoyed the way that they retold it. And I'm really enjoying Jordan Peele's narration. He's not narrating. They call him the narrator. He's not narrating the episode. He does the kind of bookend narration, the same way that Rod Serling did it in the original series. He comes in at the beginning and says, you know, the subject for your approval, that kind of thing, and ties everything together, saying that we're going into the Twilight Zone. But yeah, it really brings a nice flavor of the Twilight Zone back, because it reminds me of the show, but it's new and it's different, and it's got some really cool stuff going on. The new episode comes on today, probably tonight. They'll probably release about the same time that they release the new episode of Star Trek Discovery, which is, for me, Central Time at 7:30 p.m. So definitely go and check those out. And you don't have to watch them in any order. I mean, you don't have to watch episode 1, 2, and 3. You can watch the new one tonight, because it's an anthology series, and anthology series are meant to be every week it's something different. It's a new set of characters, it's a new story, it's a new setting, new time period, all that kind of stuff. It's all different every week. That was the great thing about the original Twilight Zone, something that a lot of other shows tried to emulate over the years, some of them a little more successfully than others. You know, we had The Outer Limits, we had Alfred Hitchcock Presents, shows like that. They tried to do an anthology format. Twilight Zone did it best, in my opinion, and I'm hoping that they continue to do it the best with this show. I think there's going to be 6 episodes in the first season. If you're not sure if you want to subscribe to CBS All Access in order to watch it, you can get a free trial of CBS All Access. I think they'll give you a week for free, especially if you have Amazon Prime. You can do it through that. Also, there is the first episode is on YouTube, so just look that up, and you can watch the first episode absolutely free on YouTube. And if you like it, you can go watch more on CBS All Access. Get a free week trial, and while you got that free week trial going, you can watch some Star Trek Discovery. And after you watch Star Trek Discovery, you can listen to my show. You can listen to Discovery After Show on CosmicPotato.com. We're going to be recording the new episode this weekend. If you haven't watched Star Trek Discovery and you want to watch the first season is not on the website, but because we did that show for a different network before we moved it over to the Cosmic Potato Network. If you want to hear those episodes, send me a message and I'll give you a link where you can find them. Other than that, on the network, you know, Trial by Pilot came out this week. They're watching and reviewing the pilot of Parks and Rec, because it's the 10-year anniversary of Parks and Rec. So Parks and Rec is not still on, but it's 10 years since the premiere. So they're doing that this week. And Captain Game Show is going to come out either today or tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that. You can find all of our stuff on CosmicPotato.com. You can subscribe to everything on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict on the Android store, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, and just about anywhere that has podcasts. Look it up. We're probably on there, but those are the main ones that I know we're on those platforms. So go check those out. And I apologize that I'm not continuing to look at the camera. I'm in a parking lot and I'm making sure there's not people walking up behind me as I'm sitting here talking to my camera. But now I have to go home and make some turkey burgers. So I will talk to you guys later. Oh, I did want to mention this. These review videos that I'm doing, I'm going to be releasing them on YouTube. instead of Instagram. And I'm just going to post a link on Instagram that the new video is out. I'll still post stuff to Instagram, but most of these videos are about 10 minutes, 12 minutes long. Instagram doesn't really like that. So, and they also want you to hold the camera, you know, long ways. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather do it this way, so you can get a more cinematic view of my face. See, my unshaven face. So there you go. So yeah, I'll be doing that on YouTube, and I'll just be releasing some pictures and some shorter videos, some short clips and things like that. I'll do those on Instagram, but I'm going to grow both the Instagram and the YouTube channel with videos for the next do it for the next few weeks, see how it goes. So subscribe to this YouTube channel and share this video on all of your social media so other people can know what a great show the Twilight Zone is, and they can find out what great podcasts they can find on CosmicPotato.com. Bye bye.